Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. I hope everyone has a wonderful day today, and I've got my ruler ready. Yes, there it is. I won't forget to measure, I promise. Right, today is my little snowman day, and I have to say that I did make 3 of the snowmen, which means I've still got 2 snowmen type dies left. So I'll do those tomorrow along with that cute little Santa Claus die. So I'll do those 3 tomorrow, and then who knows what the next day is going to be. What will the next day be? It will be Friday, won't it, after that one? So I'll just make whatever. In fact, I'll probably get flamingos out and use that one that I showed on Monday and put little antlers and a little elf hat and all sorts of stuff on flamingos and silly things. So anyway, here we go. Eiffel store snowmen. And the first one I used was the stacking one, because I'd kind of convinced myself this was going to look really, really nice on a slimline die. So, and it does actually. And then I use this one because I just think it's so sweet. These are really easy to do, and I'll show you that when I'll show you the cards in a minute. And then this one, he's kind of like squished. He's a bit of a marshmallowy looking snowman, and I haven't poked his eye clean yet, so I've got to do that. And to go with that, I used my well, it's one of my favourite sets of Christmas sentiment dies, and you get the backer and the front, and I've used all 3, so I'm going to show you those. Put those there. If they're still available, I think they are, I will put a link below. So, oh yes, and of course, the background, I use the KS Craft Basic Stitched Slimline die set to do the cards with. That also comes with a friend sentiment, and I'm pretty sure KS Craft still has these left, so I'll link those below. And also I used my little faux leather. This is sort of like metallic leather. I showed you these a couple of weeks ago. I used one of those on my card. I used my lovely white gel pen. I used my pickup tool, which is a wax tip pickup tool, and I will link those. Obviously I used a pokey stick because you've got to get everything out. I used my Dollar Tree Jot Glue to assemble things, and I also used my Dollar Tree foam pads, which are absolutely awesome things. And to go with all that, for shading of my snowmen, I used my Touch 5 markers in Cool Grey 1, Cool Grey 2, Cool Shadow and Blush. So those are the colours from my Touch 5 that I used. I also used a pair of snips, which I use for cutting apart my dies, and they do work great, and I will link those below because they're only a couple of bucks a pair. And if you're buying sort of like character or critter type dies from Aliexpress, one of the reasons that you save money is because they're still connected. In fact, I'll show you one of the snowmen I'm going to make tomorrow for anyone that doesn't know. See, you've got these little bits here. So you just snip those, you just gently go in, squeeze and twist, and it will disconnect itself. So that's another of the reasons that you save money, is because they're not all cut and finished for you. So you just snip them apart, or if you're cutting the whole thing in white cardstock and using watercolours or paint or pens, you can just leave the whole thing connected and just cut it out all in white. So that was an explanation of that, I hope. Great. So first up, and it's my little merry snowman, and there he is. Let's do a close-up. He's got his peachy cheeks and his orange nose. There you can see the white gel pen. I hope I'm not blurred. And I've highlighted the little buttons and the little berries and that tiny, tiny little bird there. I'll get my finger in. There. It's right, we've got some nice bright sunshine for a change. And there's that Merry cut in the white and the matching red that's in the snowman. I really love these. They're kind of almost vintage circusy in style, that lettering, but they look absolutely gorgeous cut in foil. And this background cardstock is from Tuesday Morning, and I'm pretty sure it's an Echo Park paper pack. So that is that snowman, and I'm going to measure him because I've made him as he appears on the website, and he is 3 3/4 inches high, and then going from the birdie to his bim, he's 3 inches. But isn't he sweet? I just love that. And I love that his head is poking over the top. Things like that just don't bother me. You know, I like things hanging over edges and sides or all askew. I just think it makes it look interesting. So that's the first one. The second one is the one that I was absolutely convinced would look awesome on a slimline, and it does. There it is. Put it that way around, look, you can see it almost fills it. That word set again, the word joy. Background cardstock there, Tuesday Morning. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's an Echo Park paper pad, but I've used the same colours of markers. The only thing different that I did here was I cut the scarf in blue, and I think on the website it's in dark green, but I wanted my holly and berries to show up a bit better. But you can see the white gel pen on the hat and the tips of those twiggy noses. But I just think that's absolutely awesome. Turn it that way again so you can see, because it does go almost the entire length. And now that it's all made up with its hat on its head, I can do a correct measurement for you, and that is 5 inches tall and wide, which I've got to go from the nose to that snowball there. That's 2.5 inches. So it's 5 by 2.5 when fully made up. So that's that snowman. And then next up is the one where I've used the PU leather scarf, star, and it's the one that I think looks like a little squished marshmallow. Isn't it gorgeous? Look at his little cheeks. Same shades of markers again I used on this one. And if you look at that design of paper, this was a piece of cardstock that I needed to get something out of, and it wasn't quite big enough, so I had to sort of like angle my die into it. And this was a piece of cardstock that I had left, and it had this cut into it. So I thought, I'm just going to put my slimline die over that bit and cut it, and I was left with that jagged aperture, and I think that looks pretty cool. And so I've got my knoll going off at an angle there, and then I'll pop that star up there just to fill that gap. But isn't that snowman sweet? He does look all squished and marshmallow. I just think he's lovely. In fact, he should have a couple of highlights in his eyes, I think. They're not there on the website, but I'm going to do it now. Because that's just going to annoy me if I leave that like that. I just think he needs a couple of little dots in his eyes. So I'm going to do it. There we go. Now he looks happier. There he is with his little highlights in his eyes. He looks extremely cheeky. So that is my snowman day for today. And as I said, I am going to be up tomorrow with a couple of more snowmen and a Santa Claus. And that sounds like the title of a movie. And I don't think I measured him. So let's go to the top of his hat and to the bottom there. And he's 4 inches high and almost 2 3/4 wide. So you have an absolutely fabulous day. As usual, all links are below, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.